Happy Sunday, everyone. How's it going? So, this week, let's talk about the stock market this week. We got a lot going on. Um, we have crazy earnings this week. I mean, we have SoFi, AT&T. That starts off Monday. But a lot of people are going to really be paying attention to Boeing, which is Tuesday, Tesla, of course, Meta, Microsoft, and Apple. So basically, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday should be very crazy with the implied volatility on your contracts, on the assets. I would just say tread lightly, play careful. If you're not playing earnings, then don't even look at the trades on, the assets. I would stay far away from anything that has earnings because there's going to be a lot of implied volatility on those contracts. Those contracts are going to be priced way too high. Yeah, they're, good lotto picks, but I mean, why not just wait until the earnings comes out or even before the earnings is another good thing, but if you wait until after the earnings comes out, you know that the asset is pretty much stable, the news is behind it, and then you can make a better executive decision. If you were to play them before their earnings, you just know to get out right before, like close a bell before they have earnings. You get out of the contract. You may be able to pick up on, that nice move upward. But that's not financial advice. That's just suggestions on if you feel the need to have to trade something with earnings that is happening this week. So take a screenshot of this. Here is pretty much everything for the week. All right. All right. So let's get to the nitty gritty. All right. Also, with earnings, we have the feds are going to decide whether there's going to be another rate hike. Rate hike. Wow. Anyway, so that's going to be Wednesday, and then Thursday we have GDP. So with all of the earnings and the wackiness, we're also going to have these two big things Wednesday and Thursday. So I would say, once again, play a bit careful, or if you can sit on your hands, maybe taking some quick scalps on some trades might be good. But I mean, if you're not already sitting in trades, I wouldn't try to overtrade this week, if that's a good suggestion for you guys. All right. So let's look at the levels for SPY. The levels for SPY haven't changed. Last week, SPY was sitting in a resistance area, which it is still sitting in that resistance area. Let me zoom that out so you guys can see that really, really well. It's still sitting in that resistance area. So it pretty much just channeled within that area. It's still going to stay a resistance until it breaks it. And then once it breaks it, it will become a new support. And then we will be looking for a new resistance. So that is the reason why I still have that resistance still sitting there, is because it has not given me confirmation that it is turning into a new support yet. I'm sure that with all of these earnings coming in, it we may get a support, or it may just stay a resistance and it'll come down to a new support. I don't know what the market's going to give. I also do not know what the earnings are going to be, so we're going to all be surprised together. Next is going to be Q's. Q's is pretty much the same thing. It stayed in the resistance that I made. So the support is open, and then obviously these gray zones are supports and resistance that were passed through that I would like to leave there to see if we'll come back and test those areas. But same as SPY, it's sitting in the resistance level, and I think that we're not going to really see much until after these big earnings are out. All right. So even though we have earnings, I still have a few plays. So our first one is going to be GM. GM does have earnings, and I want to say earnings is Tuesday. Don't quote me on it. We just looked at it, and it is Tuesday. I would say You know what? We're not even gonna give that type of risky trade. I don't want to give that. So GM, scratch it. All right. Next one is going to be CF. We're looking at $90 puts for March 21st. This bad boy ran down $7 Friday. So that one should be a very, very good play. Next one, we have UNH. UNH is a $530 call for this Friday. This one is a little bit more riskier. I would say if Monday this is priced very, very high, wait until Thursday night to get into the trade and then swing the trade up. That would be the easiest way to play something that possibly has already started to run. Your next one is going to be ICE. We're looking at 160 February 21st calls. So ICE 160 calls for February. Next, we have TLT. TLT, we're looking at $89 calls for May 16th. That is weird. May 16th. Next, we have LUMN, Little Cheapy. This one is a 650 call for February 21st. So buys you a little bit of time, allows you to be able to get these contracts in the mix of all this crazy earning mess. This is the pretty much where I would stay. I wouldn't play anything. Like I said, I took GM off because GM does have earnings, but I wouldn't play anything that has earnings. Try to look for those stocks that do not have earnings. You know, you have Snap, you have Pinterest, Pfizer, um, Neo, Baba. There's so many other stocks that you guys could play and capitalize on gains and stay out of the wacky market of earnings until those earnings come out. So, yes, the plays are light this week, but I mean, we have a lot of news happening this week, so I would like to sit on more capital than anything. Plus, I'm already in a good amount of trades, so I do not want to open any more. So, happy trading Monday, guys. Good luck and play safe. See you guys.